I've graduated. Now, does that mean I can just go out into schools and start teaching straight away? Or does that mean there's a few more things that I need to do before I do that? Let's find out. So, it turns out there are a few different things you need to do before you can become a working teacher in Queensland. Now, there's two main things I'm going to focus on, but there's one other thing depending on what type of teacher you want to be. Now, the first thing is joining and applying for your registration as the Queensland College of Teachers. Now, this is a necessity for any teacher wanting to teach in Queensland. Now, if you're in the last 6 months of your study as a teacher or in the last semester of your degree, you can sign up and apply for these guys right now. And I would recommend doing that because that's going to make your transition from student to teacher as smooth as possible. Now, the Queensland College of Teachers, their main role is to apply and maintain professional standards for teachers and also deal with the code of conduct and policies between students and teachers. If you don't know how to sign up and apply for them, I'm going to show you guys right now. Okay, so here we are at the Queensland College of Teachers website. Now, this is a little overwhelming if it's the first time you're coming here. But the thing we want to really get out of this is our application to the Queensland College of Teachers. Now, if you scroll around and look around on this page, it says applicants over here. That's one way you can click on that. Or the second way is going over to the tab up the top, Teaching in Queensland, straight over to registrations and looking at applications. Applicants down here. Applying for registration. That's exactly what we want. Applying for registrations. Now this is talking about what you need to be qualified to become a part of Queensland College of Teachers. That's one of the steps, making sure you're graduated. So that's just telling you there. Now we're going to go application steps, fees and timeframes just to find out exactly what we need to do. And there's about 8 steps here. All right. So let's go through each step. Step 1, set up your MyQCT account. Now I'm just going to click that, make it a new tab. So there we go. Once you have set up your account, your username will be emailed to you. If you have previously applied or held registration in Queensland, you may already have a username. So that's just getting your name and account set. After that, you need to log into your QCT account. Now, once you do that with your username and password that was emailed to you, you can submit the application form. And the application form is found on this website. Once you send that in, that's all online. It's super easy. You just need to answer all the questions and then put your driver's license, and that does it all for you. So that's really cool. Then step 3 is pay the fee. Now, it says that it will be calculated for you while you're on your MyQCT account, but from memory of me paying it, it was about $172. So that's every single year, which is a bit, but you're going to be getting paid heaps once you're teaching. So pay the fee, step 4, prepare the required documents. Now, if you have to tick anything in the screening process, or depending on if you broke the law or was summoned to court for some reason in the past 5 years, you're going to need to add required documents. And that's just those sorts of things. You're declaring it and getting a JP just of the piece to sign that document. Okay? So that needs to be done. Print and sign the confirmation page. That's something they email to you. You need to sign it, put your name on it. Put those documents together, and you need to post all of those documents to QCT. That was really confusing for me because I was like, why do I need to post it? But if you have any of those documents, they need the physical form for it with the JP signature and your confirmation page. So that's why they need the physical document, because you could edit it or something. So they really need that physical thing. Once you posted it, you are set. You can just wait and chill and then wait for that application to go through. For me, it took about a week or maybe less. It was really quick. I was really impressed with them. So yeah, that's how you do that. That is how easy it is to sign up with QCT, the Queensland College of Teachers. So they give you a whole bunch of steps, you follow those steps, and then you're guaranteed to get through if you have the right certificates and so on. If you're a student in the past 6 months and you're still trying to apply, I'm sure that'll work out for you as well. So applicants, register for your application, and then it's going to give you 8 steps to follow. And hopefully once you finish those 8 steps, you'll be qualified and ready to teach in Queensland. Now that we've gone through the application process of the QCT, Queensland College of Teachers, I'm going to go on to our second step. Now our second step is all about teaching in state schools in Queensland. Now, this is not necessary. If you're already planning on teaching at a private school in Queensland, you don't need to do this step. But I would recommend doing it because you never know what the future holds and you always want to be prepared. And you don't want to be waiting 4 weeks for Education Queensland to get back to you. So, this is how you apply for Teach Queensland. Okay, so now we are on the government website Teach Queensland. That is up here, teach.qld.gov.au. Now this is where we're going to apply to Teach Queensland. So we can teach in any state school in Queensland. Like I said before, I recommend it. So just in case you do happen to get the opportunity to teach at a state school, you are covered. And you don't want to be waiting around for these guys to get back to you. All right, so if we look at these tabs, we're going to go all the way over from home, be a teacher, all the way over to apply to teach. Click on that. Load, load, load. And I'm just going to click on the second box here. It says submit your application. That's going to give me a little more information on what I need to do. And now it's asking a few questions. Okay, got 3 little boxes here, and this is me right here. I'm applying for my first teaching job. Click. And now I'm a pre-service teacher beginning my teaching career. It's given me 3 steps I need to follow. So the first one is submit your application for teacher employment. Step 2, apply for teacher registration with Queensland College of Teachers. We've already done that because we're geniuses. And 3, search and apply for relevant opportunities. So step 1 is really, really important. So it says download and complete the application form, which is a PDF. And that in there, you have to fill out all the things you are qualified for and add your identification here. So let's take a look at these dot points over here. It says you may need certified. As part of your application, you'll also need to provide the following supporting documentation certified by a Justice of the Peace. So a JP. Just like before in QCT, you need these things to be certified by a Justice of the Peace. Now, I had a bit of trouble here because I didn't really understand what they were asking me to do. So formal qualifications, academic transcript, a statement of service or verifiable teaching experience, and identification documents. The main things you're going to need is an academic transcript and your identification documents. And when they say that needs to be certified, they just mean you need to print out your academic transcript and you need to show the JP your printout version and then show them the official one on your phone, or if you have your official transcript, and they're going to be like, okay, it's exactly the same as the official one. I'm just going to sign here, stamp, it's the right document. That goes for your identification documents as well. So birth certificate or passport if applicable. So I used my passport just because it was easier to use for me, that is. So what I had to do was I needed to get my passport. I needed to photocopy a piece of paper, get it, and then take it to the JP. So I had my passport and I had the copy of my passport. I gave the copy to the JP, showed him my passport, and he was like, okay, these are the exact same thing. I can sign this saying, yes, this is Ardiki Johnson, blah, 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 stamp. Alright, the first time I went, I just took my passport and he was like, what? You need a copy for it. So yeah, if you don't know what you're doing, that's exactly what you got to do. You got to print out a copy of it and take both in, the real one and the copy, and get it signed. Alright, show them both. And then once you add that to your application, hopefully I'll be showing that on the screen now, the application, then you're good to go. You can send that in. Let's take a look at the teacher application form. Now, I'm not sure if this is recording. Let's just take a look. Okay, welcome to your online teacher application. Blah, 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 blah. All what I talked about before, and it's about 5 pages long. It asks you what you teach. Are you a music teacher? No. What are your specialties and your subjects? Since I'm a primary school teacher, I don't have any specialties. I just happen to teach everything or something like that. And then once you do that, add your qualifications, and then with those JP forms, you send those off. Okay, you can do this online. I think I did this over email, and honestly, this took me it took quite a while. So it took me 4 weeks to hear back from them. Honestly, their phone, I tried to call them a few times. They did not pick up any of those times, and their email service is really hard to get by as well. So I recommend trying to get all of this perfectly done on your first try and before you graduate, or else you're going to be stuffed when it comes to getting a job if you leave it too late. All right, so that's how you apply to Teach Queensland. Now, hopefully you know exactly what you need to do after graduating your degree in education. The first thing, sign up to and apply for the Queensland College of Teachers. The second thing, sign up to Teach Queensland. And the third thing I touched on was talking about relief teaching. Now, if you wanted to be a relief teacher, you'd add that into your Teach Queensland application, and then they sign you up with a website called Tracer or Class Cover. Now, Class Cover is for all the Catholic schools out there, and that's an app that you can sign on to. And then Tracer is something like a contracting website for the government to help out schools. So I'm going to be going into more detail into that in another video. But now that you know the 2 main steps you need to do after graduating, I hope you're set, and I hope I schooled you in the best possible way. Good luck.